Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co, and today I'm reviewing Kabuto Sumo Dice from All Play. Kabuto Sumo Dice, shockingly enough, is the dice version of the very popular Kabuto Sumo line of games from All Play. Before we dive further into this video, a few things to note. Number one, this is a prototype. All rules and components subject to change, and I'll have a link to the crowdfunding campaign down below. Number two, and more importantly, while this review is not sponsored, All Play is a channel sponsor, and so please take any potential bias into account and decide whether you get value or what value you get from this video. With that said, Kabuto Sumo Dice is basically a game which you're going to be chucking dice into the arena over here, using the special abilities of your wrestlers, and ultimately trying to be the last person standing. That's the way you win. Be the last person standing. And you do that either by directly getting people out, or if it's the start of their turn and they don't have any dice, then they are out. So players are going to take their dice and they're going to chuck them into the arena. Elbows on the table, officially, although do what you want. This game is a fun beer and pretzels game. Figure out the best way that works for you. But official rules, elbow on the table and chuck your dice into it. I'm playing as the red wrestler over here, so I'm going to try to flip that purple wrestler. Did not work. Next player goes ahead and they're trying to flip me. They're the purple wrestler. They're going to flip me. They did not manage to flip me. They got there. Next player goes ahead and goes, and we try to go ahead. Nope, nothing over here. We go back over here, trying to flip them. Ooh, we flipped a wrestler. I'm actually surprised it happened that fast. It is doable, but it happened a little faster than I thought. You see, what I just did is I went ahead and I flipped this wrestler to his vulnerable side. The reason that matters is there's a sequence of things you're actually going to do on your turn depending on the dice in the arena. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to check to see if you have 3 of a kind. If you have 3 of a kind, you're going to remove those, putting them in front of you. That's going to be very helpful because now you have more dice. You are less likely to run out of dice. So again, if there was another 2, if this player rolled a 2 right now into the arena, they would go ahead and take those 3 2s out, and they have more dice in front of them, allowing them to last longer than the other players. Secondly, or technically firstly, there's actually an order over here. Any dice that popped out of the arena. If I chuck a die into the arena and it bounces out or knocks other dice out, those dice go to the next player in turn order, giving them more dice. So again, basically, if you're a little too cavalier with the strength of your throws, it's going to cause other players at the table to get the dice instead of you. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to look at the players' dashboards to try to see, does anyone have the combination 2-2-3-5, 2-2-3-3, 2-2-5-5, and 3-3-4-4. No one has a 2-2-3-5, so no one's out that way. But, and there is a big but, because this player's on his vulnerable side, we're going to cover this. They only need a 2-3-3 because they are on their vulnerable weakened side. There's more things to do, but let's keep playing and see what pops up before we just make sure that we show you how they work. It's on the purple side. Purple's going to go ahead and try to flip red. They did not flip red. They now have a 4 over here. Do we have 2? Nope, we don't have double 4s. We are still safe over here. Next player goes ahead and goes. They're trying to, maybe they could try to unflip themselves. That's a possibility. Let's try to do that. They did not unflip themselves, but we do have a 3-5-5. Nope, we 2-1. I think we're still good to go. No one's out yet because we have double 3s we would need over here, and we don't have that. Back to me. I'm going to try to go ahead and knock some other dice because these dice over here, I don't want the 5s or the 2s. There's a 5 right there. I'm just going to try to knock into another die over here and see if I can make that convert. I did not make it convert. We have double 1s. Makes no difference. We don't have... Oh, we do have 3 of a kind over here. We bumped it into those 3 5s. We're going to take those out and put them in front of me. I get more dice. Back to this player. They are once again trying to still flip, honestly, anything that's not... What do we want over here? What do we want? We can try to flip those 4s. I don't like that 4, and the 1s aren't helping. Let's try to group these and try to see what we can do. Did not manage to make that work, unfortunately. Back to this player. They will try to unflip themselves. They did not work. We have 5-5. Do we double 5s are helpful against me, but you need another 2 2s. Back to me. I'm going to try to flip those 5s because I don't like them. We will try to... Nope, that did not work. We do have double 4s. Double 4s, we need double 3s, unfortunately. So that's not going to work in our favor quite yet. Back to this player. Going to throw. Oh, it's out, which means it's going to go to this player in turn order. They can go ahead and flip it. We're going to cast it a little sideways. Did not work. We do have a 3. But it's not going to help us yet. We need more 3s. Wow, we really have a large smorgasbord of different options. We know if no 3 of a kind. We do have double 2s and double 5s. I think I'm out. I think I may have missed it. That may have happened on his turn, but this player is now out of the game. They are gone because double 2s and double 5s are on the table. We still haven't seen any of our special abilities come up yet, but let's go ahead and see what we can make happen so far. I'm going to throw that into the board. It goes across the table to somebody else, so he gets it, which means if he doesn't get dice back on his turn one way or another, this player just needs to be very casual and calm. Roll a light little dice, and now, of course, we get our ability. We can go ahead and take our shell and protect ourselves, which would be more helpful if we weren't already flipped, but, each character has a different ability, which you're going to activate by rolling these. That is basically the game. It gets to his turn, he has no dice, he's out, and there you go. That's a round of Kabuto Sumo Dice. It is fast, furious, a lot of dice chucking into the arena, and trying to activate a special special abilities, get to your combos, flip other players' wrestlers, and try to be the last person standing. So, a few small things we didn't necessarily see happen. Generally, when you roll your special ability, you're going to get whatever special ability is, remove that die, sometimes you roll it again, sometimes not. It all depends on what your special ability card says. Maybe you have this special large chunky die that's going to really mess things up. Maybe you have a bunch of small little aphid dice that can also go ahead and give you a win through the way they're going to land on their sides. Maybe you have a protective shell. There's a bunch of wrestlers all with their different abilities. That's going to be the way this little side face over here works. Outside of that, I think you've seen everything you're going to see in this. This is a dice chucking arena game, which you throw dice into the arena, trying to flip dice, flip wrestlers, and trying to be the last person standing. Which means for a review of what I like, don't like, and can see others not liking, starting off with what I like. This is a quick, simple, fun game. This is not going to be the heaviest Euro or deepest miniature game you've played. It's not going to fit in that genre. But it is quick, simple fun of, again, chucking things to the arena. It rarely gets this busy over here. But you're going to be chucking things to the arena, trying to, because again, you'll remove those chews if you ever have those. But you're going to be throwing things in here, trying to get people onto the various edges sometimes, trying to flip various dice, trying to activate your abilities. It's quick, simple, fast-paced fun. And the abilities give a degree of variability to the experience because each player brings their own wrestler to the table. Like you saw on that game over here, sometimes the abilities don't show up until the end. Other times they are happening turn 1, 2, and 3 as the abilities quickly enter the arena and everyone's utilizing their wrestler in different ways. As far as things I don't like in the game, having to constantly check the number sequences is honestly my biggest thing that I dislike. Really the main thing, given the type of game this is, it's the main thing that kind of detracts from the experience where I'm constantly looking around the table being like, okay, you need 2 3s and 2 4s, you need 2 3s and 2 5s, you need 2 2s and 2 5s. The constant check for who might have lost based on a number sequence being triggered, or even again the way you saw it where you might not even miss it, you might not even see it in time. That's the biggest thing that detracts from this kind of experience that there is. The other thing I would say is that I do wish the wrestler abilities were a bit more present or a bit more impactful. As it stands, they are nice little quality of life adjustments, but it's not like, I almost wanted that when the wrestler side comes up, it's like, oh my gosh, the game is totally changing. Although there's a tricky balance there because you don't want it to be that based on the luck of the draw, luck of the roll, someone gets a game-breaking ability, but I wish it was a game-changing ability. I wish that's what happened. I wish it was a game-changing ability, and not necessarily that's about your person being better or not. I honestly don't care if your wrestler was better when they got their face, because again, otherwise it comes down to like the luck aspect. Okay, you got your really cool ability, that doesn't feel fair, but I want the arena to constantly be changing in drastic ways whenever that's rolled, because that really makes it feel like the wrestlers you choose really impact the game state, and right now it feels like a nice little quality of life adjustment as opposed to a major change to what's happening on the table. As far as what I can see others not liking, 2 things. First of all, this is definitely luck-based. Like, sure, there's skill in terms of throwing the dice. Like, there is that. But there's also a lot of luck. It's up to you whether the dice bounces out of the box. It's not really up to you on which side of the face is going to land on. And those who think you have that level of control, I mean, maybe you do. I don't think it's that kind of game. This is a beer and pretzels light dice throwing game that might just not be for you. And on top of that, there is player elimination. The game tends to last like 10 minutes generally. Like, right over play account I'm playing at, it's rare that it takes more than 10 minutes for a game. So you'd have to factor that in into how much the player elimination bothers you. But player elimination is present in case that is a thing that bothers you. Which brings me to final thoughts on Kabuto Sumo Dice. I like it. I like it. Supposedly it's based on Strike. I've never played Strike. When I say based on Strike, I mean like the general concept of throwing dice into arena. Like, it definitely draws inspiration from that while bringing in the theme of Kabuto Sumo Dice. Well, the theme of Kabuto Sumo. But I've never played Strike, so I can't comment on that. I can just say that this was fun. This has been fun to just chuck dice into an arena, utilizing your abilities. Like, it is one of those things where every time I played it, I don't think I've ever played a game without wanting to play another game directly after it. It just has that quick, simple appeal of like, okay, that was 10 minutes. We're already set up. Let's just swap out some new wrestlers and like dive back into it. I do wish there was more wrestler variety. I do wish the wrestler abilities had bigger game-shaking changes. Again, I don't think it's about power. I want the arena to change based on the fact that your ability came into play. That's my thing over there. But outside of that, it's a quick, light, fun beer and pretzels dice chucker that has been rewarding and fun every time I played it. A 3.5 out of 5. As far as other game recommendations, definitely check out Kabuto Sumo, the previous games in this series, if you're looking for that kind of chaos energy, but in much more of a coin slide pusher kind of way as opposed to dice chucking into the arena. And then obviously I mentioned it already, but if you just want a dice chucking arena battler, Strike is going to give that to you as well. In any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co. Hope you found this review helpful, and as always, I hope you have a good one.